Virgs, how are you? Hey everybody, it's Mary Ellen. Thanks for being here to pick up your messages. My guides are saying, here we are, can you believe it? First week in November. Holy moly, how'd that happen? Virgo, just finishing up you're the last Earth sign. Earth sign readings always come out on Monday. If you're new, welcome. And welcome back to all my subscribers and all the dedicated people. I've been getting messages lately from people saying to me, I've been watching your channel from the beginning and this is my location, and always is a fabulous, pleasant surprise. So thanks so much for being here for this journey that I'm on. I'm going to talk about that for just a little bit. So if you're new, welcome. I have stepped out because of my own process in the course of my life, but particularly since I've started this channel, on a spiritual walkabout for myself. And at the insistence and the leading of my spirit guides, there are videos on my channel from back in March about my journey. So if you want any information or if you have any curiosity, you can go see what caused me to do this. So I am taking donations. Thank you for all the folks who've been sending me donations for my travel, to cover the cost of travel, because my commitment is to leap out of Moonrise Cottage and go spread seeds of energy and healing. A lot of people have expressed a desire to come to Moonrise Cottage for the shamanic healing retreats, and they can't get there. So for, I think, a period of about a year, I'm going to try to come to you in all the places you want me to be. So the next healing retreat, we just had one in Silver City. It was fabulous. And the next one is scheduled for Santa Fe, New Mexico. You'll see the little eye in the sky thing there. Click on that. It'll take you right to the sign-up page and all the information you need. The links for me are below. It'll take you to my website. The link for donations is below, etc. All that stuff, okay? So I would really appreciate your support. The end of November shamanic retreat in Santa Fe has only 6 spots available. I try to keep them small because we go really deep. So go check it out right away. It's going to start the day after Thanksgiving and run through the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, gang? So let's jump into it. Virgo, we see you continuing your process. It's very interesting, the cards that are here. And if you're new and you don't know, this card is the message my guides want to speak about, pertaining to your energy in this particular period of time. And of course, like all readers say, don't get stuck on gender, don't get stuck on astrology per se. We're talking about energy, okay? Whenever you happen to stumble upon this, there's probably a message in there, no matter what the date stamp is. So we see the beautiful woman of battle. There's some new battle, no new challenge. Do you see the winds of change blowing through your hair? You've got your spear, you have your power in your hand. Do you see the amulet around your neck, Virg? You've been through some kind of initiation. My guides are saying birth by fire. Something going on. And you're looking straight into the challenge. It's really interesting. And for some of you, look at that. Do you see that battle going on? It's about a mystical battle. This is actually the 5 of Cups. So there's been some channel. That's interesting. They said channel. Perhaps some channeling that you're getting. I'm channeling a message for some of you. Can't be for everybody. 5 of Cups. It's that moment when you turn and walk away from some challenge. You finish processing it and you let go of whatever you needed to let go of. Perhaps the cups that spilled, the thing that could not hold your love, that wasn't really available to you. That's what it's really about, okay? And you spend some time just processing it, and then eventually you know, like the hermit, right? We see this person with a cape. They're going deep within. They're very activated, and they're just taking whatever was meant to be for them in terms of growth and learning and healing and shift and change, that's causing them actually to move on, pick up those 2 cups when they're done with the process, walk across the bridge to a new life. And Virgo, that's what you're doing. And we see you jumping straight into the gap. You're not shrinking back from this at all. And you see how the sun is coming up there? I like it. And so your oracle cards reflect that. There's the smoky mirror. There's been a period of confusion about a project, a relationship, a job, something going on in the family. Could be anything, right? And you just took it to the quiet, meditative space. And you sat with yourself connection with the spirit guides, and you waited for the dust to settle so the smoky mirror could become clear for you and you could understand not just your own reflection, but being able to look deep into the situation to come to some place of understanding, rest, and completion. And what you did, look at this. This is amazing. The space between the words. So I think you've been contemplating all the conversations you've been having with yourself, with the spirit realm, with your person. If you're engaged with someone, it might be about your job. And you've just been doing this review, right? So, as everybody says, and I know you know this, but pay close attention to the actions of the people that are around you. The words are secondary. Often they mean nothing. People say things, they don't really mean it, or they mean it in the heat of the moment, or whatever it might be. So pay close attention to their actions. If it has to do with a love relationship, is the person really showing up? Or are they not? Are they causing this situation? Or have you caused this situation? So, Virgs, you're not shrinking back from it, which I love. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Look at that. I pre-shuffled the decks. And put them down here so I keep trying to make the videos shorter a little bit. That's a Devil card. Something's been chaining you, Virgo, and I think you're walking away from it. And it's been coming out over time because you've been engaged in polishing your energy and communicating back and forth with the universe, given all the things that are going on. The Virgs, we're all about clarity. We're about purity. We're about passion. We're about bringing order out of chaos. And so as you continue your process and sit in this smoky mirror moment, communicate with yourself and the universe about the space between the words, the place where you really know. That's what my guides are talking about. And you do know, because you're jumping straight into this. Woman of battle doesn't hesitate. She brings on a new cycle. And you're looking straight at whatever you let go of in terms of a love relationship or a job or a situation in a family. So the Devil card, you were chained to something. And you've been working real hard to release yourself. And I think you're doing it, right? And it's a wonderful moment to do that. We have still under the influence of this new moon in Scorpio. And then we turned right into Mercury retrograde. It's the perfect moment to go deep. To look deep within yourself, deep within your job, deep within your relationships, whatever your goals may be. And one by one, release yourself from your fears. That's what's going on in this card. We see the soul, right? So we see the sacred god Cernunnos, pagan god of the earth and the forest, a stag kind of god. We see the snake in one hand and the sacred torque of human jewelry in the other. Shedding your skin, bringing transformation, keeping hold of that which is sacred in your life. And in the sacred realm above, your soul, one by one, releases its fears so that you can be grounded in your beautiful Virgo energy as an earth sign. That's kind of giving me a chill. I like it. So you know what? Sit with the smoky mirror. It's okay. You don't understand everything in every moment. But if you concentrate on the space between the words, you're going to come to victory over this Five of Cups moment. You're going to release your fears and walking straight into the energy of full light of the sun. Ooh, Virgo, giving me a chill. You're stepping out into the sacred ground of the ancients. You see the spiral turning? Destiny's turning. This in this deck, which is the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, is known as the protector of sacred lore. So go straight to the sacred place in your life. You have had a transformation. And whatever these fears and whatever was holding you back in love or, felt like a combat or some kind of a challenge, somebody who maybe wasn't really particularly there for you, and you're just going to step into the next phase of letting it go, I believe, because you're going to be able to let go of your fears, and then decisions coming forward, Two of Swords. Again, walking hand in hand with the sacred realm, sacred messages, eagle vision, look that up on the web if you don't know. Sacred vision. Eagle is able to fly quite high into the atmosphere. They sail effortlessly for miles, and yet they can see a little mouse down on the ground, go straight down, grab it up, and go right back to their place. So, Virgo, you're flying high. You're making decisions hand in hand with the universe, and that's the challenge that you're engaged in. And I love that you're releasing yourself from something that did not fulfill you or wasn't willing or able to fulfill you, and it brought you some confusion, and you're letting it go now. and you're walking straight into the full light of the sun in your own life, hand in hand with the spirit realm. You're making a decision. Let's see what it is. Yeah. Thank you, Goddess. Look at that. 8 of Swords. You're being released. Whatever this was, and, again, could be a job, family situation, an argument you had with somebody else, or just a decision you're trying to make that you were having some anxiety about, that's over. This is the Bridge card. You see that? Whew, Spirit, thank you. Beautiful. All right, you're done. You're waking up. You're releasing yourself from whatever anxiety you had. And when you come to that place of release, look at that. That's the Emperor. You have a new strategy. You're bringing your strategy, the way in which you do your life, what works for you, is coming into a central location. And this is on the realm of your heart, soul chakra. So this clarity has come at this point. You see how thank you, Spirit. So my guides are talking about the way it's aligned. So just look at this progression here. Really interesting. You're doing your work. You're letting go of your fears. You are not intending to let anything hold you back. You're walking straight into your own life. The protector of sacred lore, of your own being. The space between the words. No matter what somebody has said to you, you've come to understand, my guides are saying, that which abides and that which does not. Yeah, look. That's a gravestone. Woman of knowledge. She's a sacred healer. She is, okay, my guides are saying manifesting the fruits of that which has passed away. So that's a gravestone. She's picking herbs and flowers that grow directly from the bones of the person who happens to be buried there. You're literally putting something to rest. And when you do that and you give it its sacred due and all that kind of thing, the healing comes straight up from that which has passed away. And for a lot of you, it has to do with a relationship. I can kind of tell, right? We know that that's part of what's going on. But mostly, it's about you coming into yourself and looking at the space between the words for yourself. And there's the 8 of Cups. So yeah, you're done with something. Again, could be a job, could be an argument. My guy just said the word trifle. A trifle within the family. You're releasing yourself from it. And those of you who don't know, I'm a Virgo and have a beautiful daughter who's a Virgo. And there are some challenges in certain aspects of family life. And so we've been having these discussions. Thank you, Spirit. About, what is it? It's got to go this way. Okay, so what is it when you're trying to join the stream of your own life? You see that woman? She wants to get off that pedestal. These people went on a treasure hunt. They found it, slung from the ceiling, just a golden bowl full of treasure. And of course, when they tried to step on to the platform and plunder the treasure, they got stuck to it. It's not the right thing. In whatever the treasure you thought was going to come, it has been fruitless. And you've had to do this exploration between the words, between the things, read between the lines and all that kind of stuff. And when you do that, and you finally realize and you look at the stream of life passing you by, you're stepping right off. You're walking into your future. You're walking away from this because it's been keeping you stuck, whatever it is. So leave me some messages. So we see the feminine pondering, wanting to be back into the stream of life, and the masculine just stuck to the bowl, just staring at the bowl, can't see anything else, letting life flow right by, unable to free themselves from something really interesting. So, as all readers say, don't get stuck on gender and all that kind of stuff. We're talking about energy. We're talking about the situations in your life as it's reflected in the movement of the planets. So you're in a process of letting go and releasing. You're leaving something behind. Definitely. Let's see what the outcome. Yeah, look. Because Virgo, what we all know anyways, no matter what, that's the balancer of harmony. You don't want to be stuck. You want your life back, Virgo. Many of you are making decisions. You've been working hard for many months, actually, because of the movement of the planet. So if you're new and you're new to astrology and you don't know anything about Pluto and Saturn and all the things that are going on, go have some fun on the internet. Look it up. All right, so you're coming into balance. You see that? Whatever the situation is, it had you split open for a minute there. And you had to rebalance yourself along the central meridian. And it was, I think, a gift of the universe. Sometimes we have to go through things to be able to stand in the energy, throw your hands up, surrender to the situation, and return to balance. And what you want is harmony in your life. You don't want things that bring dysfunction. And I really think that's what we're talking about. So if this is in a love relationship, I'm sorry to hear. Right? So I think I cut myself off. You know, when it comes to dysfunction, especially in a family situation or a love situation, the dysfunction continues as long as you are willing to participate in it. It's really interesting. I was having a conversation, like I said, with my daughter about this. And we're both Virgos. And she's right on the cusp. So, honey, if you're watching, there you go, returning to balance. So she's a Virgo, Libra, cusper. And the things that keep us stuck in our heart, in our soul, wanting to be released. We want to come into the ability to command our universe and come to clarity by releasing our fears, whatever it might be. So Virgo, while Mercury's in retrograde, and we still have the energy of the Scorpio new moon, and we're sailing into the full moon in Taurus, which is really going to benefit you, go straight for it. Let go and come into your own balance. Bring forward the healing. Whatever it is you're meant to let go. Do you see that? Come to your strength. Allow this to pass away. Pick the healing that's going to come from it and really let it go. Let it go. Both the anxiety and whatever the situation is. No longer participate in the dysfunction of it, and you will come back into balance, whatever that's about. So, Virgs, let's look at your partner in case this has to do with your love relationship, right? I know not everybody's involved in a love relationship every minute, but it's interesting. You see the Emperor? Look, there's the Emperor. So I think you've been involved with someone who maybe is very controlling, maybe overly sure, arrogant, things like that. Or they also are trying to get hold of themselves and get hold of a situation. But you are releasing yourself from this and you're coming into the Emperor energy in your own life. So whoever this person is, very interesting. Might be a water sign, because we see the notion of water from the mystical shaman oracle. And then from the journey of love, we have she is the moon. So someone who may be either a water sign or have like a stellium in water in their chart, or somebody who's extremely affected by the cycles of the moon, one way or the other, whatever their astrology and their aspects are, this moon cycle that we're coming into is going to affect them really intensely. And they have, interesting, you've got the Eight of Swords, that's what this is, being locked in anxiety, and there's the Nine of Swords. So there's something that's been going on inside this relationship that your partner's been having a lot of anxiety about. And the Six of Pentacles, they're really feeling some lack of parity, or they're feeling the need and desire to beseech the universe for sacred assistance. But basically they feel that the scales of justice are not equitable in their life in some way. It's keeping them up at night, right? On some level. Maybe whatever this is buried deep within them. They're not able to access it yet, but they're beginning to have the feelings float up to the surface and the anxiety and because of this moon cycle with Mercury retrograde, Scorpio new moon with Mercury retrograde. If your person's a water sign, believe me, they're feeling it. Okay, things are coming up from the deep, and they're trying to get hold of it. I don't think they have yet. Well, let's just put the Emperor over here on the side, right? That's what they want. They're trying to get hold of it. We'll see what some kind of heartbreak. Well, okay, Virgo, maybe you walked away from this person, or maybe they're going through their own cycle of disappointment and heartbreak. Clearly, the two things are linked together. It's interesting that we don't see the Three of Swords on your side, but we definitely see it on the side of your partner. For those of you who are partnered and look, the Hermit, they're deep. They're deep inside. They're trying to shine a light on what's going on in their life too. They're working hard, and they are feeling a lot of distressed emotions. No doubt, if they're a water sign, it definitely has to do with the moon. Look, Queen of Pentacles, they have the ability to create abundance. They have the ability to respond to their passion. And we see this little black cat, Scorpio. My guys are still talking about the Scorpio new moon and Mercury retrograde. So they're looking at you. They're watching you release them. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe you've released them. You've stepped out of your anxiety and out of participation with this dysfunctional system. And the minute you stop cooperating with it, then the whole thing falls apart. Because it's our ability and our willingness to cooperate inside of a dysfunctional system when it comes to a relationship, a job, a family. That's what keeps it going. And the minute you step out, the whole thing changes. And so there's the King of Pentacles. This person might be very abundant. They might be very sure of themselves. But all of a sudden, not so much. Because something's rocking their foundation. That's why this is here. And because the situation is fluid. So we have the King of Pentacles looking into the Queen of Wands that's looking at you. Very interesting. Look at that. Ooh-wee. So most of you know, I don't read reversals. I don't find it necessary. So I shuffled up all the decks, and there that is. It came out upside down. So there's something that's been going on. Secrets have been kept. Something unscrupulous, perhaps. And whoever this person is, when they're going inside, because the moon, the cycles of the moon, the water element, things are really fluid, flowing forward in a way that they've not been able to control, I think. And they're trying really hard to be in control of their destiny. And they've come to some decision that would, okay, something just fell on the floor. Let me grab it. They've come to some decision in order to bring the situation under control, because they really want control. It's terrifying to them to not be in control, I think, whoever they are. So we have the Seven of Swords. Look, with the Judgment card. Something has caused them to wake up, or they're in this process. I think there was definitely some deception going on. It was a tool that this person used, and they're hopefully, because you've stepped out of the situation, it has literally turned them upside down. And their old tools, thank you, Spirit, that's why they were talking about that, they don't work anymore. And it's brought to this person some judgment, and maybe they've been awakened about their behavior, about their, might just be about their fears. Trying to get hold of this. Let's get one more card. Yeah. Queen of Cups, they're looking at their couple, they're looking into their own cup of love on this moon cycle. Scorpio, Mercury, retrograde, new moon. Coming forward into the full moon in Taurus, a place of intense strength and stability. My guides are talking about the stubbornness of a Taurus, the way a Taurus can be entrenched. There's some new cycle, I think, coming for them, and maybe they've been like this. Maybe the situation has been like that. Okay? So something's going on. The universe is trying to take the top off of that cup of love, but you've got them looking inside. Or whatever the situation has them looking inside at their cup of love, trying to figure out how to get the lid off that cup so they can let the love energy flow either within their own life or perhaps with you, because we see this king and queen looking at you in your process. It's causing them to awaken, and they're putting down some of the factors of their own dysfunction. I think that's what that's all about. And if so, good. This can't apply to everybody. But, yeah, look. Thank you, Spirit. They just told me to turn it over. See that? So, you may be, both of you may be moving on. And there we see Ace of Wands underneath that. And look, yeah, there's a lot going on. Three of Wands. Okay? Passionate. Change. I guess that's it. My guy just turned that card over. Passionate change and going forward. A lot of messaging, I think. They're coming to some inspiration about their cup of love and what they have to offer from this place that they've been in. So definite change coming. They're deep inside. Let's just see. And, Virgo, what I want to tell you is you stay focused on yourself, okay? Focus on your process. You don't have to ghost somebody or any of that silliness that people do. But clearly, you're going deep inside. You're bringing the sun back into your life by releasing your fears so that you can release yourself. Oh, thank you, Spirit. So you can release yourself from whatever it is, if it's a love relationship that hasn't been serving you. See that, Virgo? See that? Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to put it right there. I like it. So that's the blank rune. It's a little bit like the Alpha and the Omega. You're coming into a brand new cycle. You're deep in the mystery. And you know what my guides are saying? It's like hopscotch coming through the reading, but I'm actually going to put it right there. Thank you, Spirit. They want it over there. So I'm going to read a little bit about it, just in case you don't know this particular set of runes developed by Ralph Blum. You can get it on Amazon. It's cheap. Okay, gang? So this is about the unknowable, the divine, and Odin, the All-Father. This is the blank rune, and blank is the end, and blank is the beginning. This is the rune of total trust, and it should be taken as exciting evidence, evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which time and again rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. So yeah, definitely, you're being released from something. Many of you, it does have to do with a relationship or a significant job or some dysfunction in your life, and you've had enough. And because you're willing to jump into the void, to really look deep at the situation so that you can pick up your 2 remaining cups, you in the spirit realm, basically, and release your fears, walk across the bridge. And then you have no worries. Because you're not only going to release your fears, your anxiety is going to come to an end about whatever this is. And the first step, of course, is releasing your fears, and then you become the emperor in your own life. So maybe this partner has been trying to control the situation, and they're learning they can't do it. And they have to go on their own journey of inspiration to try to understand why they're offering this cup of love, and maybe you're not having it. I don't know. It's interesting because they're coming into this judgment, this awakening. Whatever their strategy has been, it's not working anymore for them, I don't think, because of the flow of this moon cycle. So, in this rune, the notion can portend a death. Usually symbolic, and it may relate to any part of your life as you are living it now. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior, and here the unknowable informs you that it is in motion in your life, and that blankness has held the undiluted potential of your future. At the same time, it is both pregnant and empty, and it comprehends the totality of being and all that is meant to be actualized. Drawing the blank rune may bring to the surface your deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet, your highest good, your truest possibilities and potential, all are fertile dreams, and they are held within the blank rune. So willingness and permitting are what this rune requires, for how can you exercise control over what is not yet in form? The blank rune often calls for no less an act of courage than an empty-handed leap into the void. That's what this is about. Thank you, Spirit. So drawing the blank rune is a direct test of faith. The unknowable represents the path of karma and the sum total of your actions and their consequences, the lessons that are yours for this lifetime. And yet this rune teaches that the very depths of old karma shift and evolve as you shift and evolve. See, that's Virgo's is power. If you got power in your hands, and it is the power of the void, it's phenomenal. So go straight into the smoky mirror. Just let the dust settle. Just sit there in your power. And it's really interesting to my guides are saying, see how she's kind of doing the smoky mirror dance? She's just standing there. She's holding her power. She's been through her initiation. And she's just looking. Do you see what she's looking at? And she comes to some conclusion that, no. You know what? I'm the earth god. I'm going to sit right here in my spot, connect to the smoky mirror, and let all the smoke blow away. I'm going to release my fear of the confusion or the lack of clarity. I'm going to walk right into the sun in my own life, hand in hand with the spirit realm. I like it. So understand that you're in this moment, this week in particular, but I think through the moon cycle, you have the ability to release debts of old karma if you believe in that stuff, okay? It's a moment when you shift and evolve. That's the potential for this moon cycle for you. Nothing is predestined. You do have power, and the power you have is the power of the creative and the unknown, the void. You can pull your desires right out of the void, I think, this week and coming through this moon cycle, certainly through the month. So whenever you draw the blank rune, take heart and know that the work of self-change is progressing. in a very powerful way. So, Virgs, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this. I love seeing this. So, click the like button as I always beseech you. Go straight into the mystery. Use this beautiful moment of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio new moon, a new path forward by looking at the past, releasing your fears and your anxiety, and just go straight into your power position because you're there. It's there for you, Virgs. Thank you so much. I hope to see some of you at the retreat on the 29th of November in Santa Fe. Send me a message if you want any more information. Thanks, gang. We'll talk to you next week. Have fun with this. Be creative. You're standing in the light of the sun. I like it. Thanks, Virg. Goddess willing, we'll see you next week. All right, there we go.